Hey everyone, off the Mike Sports Network here. More NBA coverage. We're talking about the Dallas Mavericks, a much less significant trade, but a perplexing one that happened. Obviously, the Mavericks trade Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers in the middle of the night when half the world was sleeping. They trade him to the LA Lakers, and it's the most perplexing and shocking trade in NBA history. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it, but so here's the thing with the Mavs. So the Mavs made a really just perplexing deal on Tuesday, where they traded Quentin Grimes, who's been a pretty decent player for them this year. They traded him to the Philadelphia 76ers for Caleb Martin and a second round pick. If you look at the numbers, Caleb Martin's stats are all lower than what Quentin Grimes had. And they gave up, and they also gave away a second round pick to Philadelphia in the process of doing this. Caleb Martin's an okay player. Was a key part of what they were doing in Miami when they went to the finals a couple years back. But it's not like a world beater change. And like I said, they were kind of comparable stats, but Quentin Grimes was better, and Dallas gave away an extra pick in this deal. So weird trade, and it leaves me with one question: what in the fuck are the Dallas Mavericks doing? Because I've seen a lot of big time voices in the NBA, like a Stephen A. Smith or a Charles Barkley. I've seen a lot of these NBA heads, talking heads, say, "Yeah, the Mavs are second, third best team, maybe the best team in the Western Conference." Here's my problem: Anthony Davis is an outstanding basketball player. He's not an alpha. Kyrie Irving, you can't trust him. Klay Thompson has been injured for the large part of the last several seasons, for the last 5-6 years, has been really injured. Can you really count on those three guys to carry you potentially to a championship? Really? I'm not a lot of Mavs fans, including my friends Danny and Andrew, you guys have seen here on the channel, they're doom and gloom, and justifiably so. You just don't trade 25-year-old generational talents for pennies on the dollar like the Mavs did. And this screen, and I give Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith can be annoying, but he made a really great point, I think on Monday, that this is personal because the Mavs, by trading Luka Doncic, Luka was eligible for the Supermax deal, which was going to be upwards of $300, maybe close to $350 million over 5 years. By them making this trade to the LA Lakers without his knowledge, without his approval, whatever, they cost him over $100 million in earnings, because that extra year on the Supermax, when you have accumulated years with the same team, that goes away when you move. So they screwed him. So this is clearly personal. We don't know the whole story. We've been hearing a lot of conjecture about what's been going on. But then you compound it by essentially getting, it's marginally worse, but still it's a weird trade where comparable guys, Caleb Martin's actually got, lesser numbers, and you also give away a second round pick in the deal, which I think was Philadelphia's initially, which is weird. This is the way the NBA works. They give control away from picks. It's bizarre. But the point here is, I have no idea what the Dallas Mavericks are doing. And I was jokingly suggesting, hey, maybe they're tanking for Cooper Flag. It doesn't look like it, because they're still in contention to potentially make the play-in tournament. You're going to have to be really bad. And the way Nico Harrison's talking about it, they think that they can win now. And you know what? They're going to be outstanding defensively because, even though Kyrie's not a great defender, but Klay Thompson has been a great defender, still coming back from injury. And Anthony Davis is maybe the best defensive player in the league, or one of, and has been. And he has proven to be a little bit more durable since he got to the Lakers. So it'll be interesting to see how that translates over. But I have no idea what the Mavs are doing. None. You basically gave away a 25-year-old generational talent because you didn't like him for whatever reason. Luka Doncic was basically saying he made a decision. I don't know why at his Lakers press conference earlier on Tuesday, and there's just not really a justifiable reason to make this move. Okay, you may be in kind of a better position, I guess, to win a championship this year, but I don't think they're going to win it. It's just really confusing. And then, like I said, you make another move after it because I was thinking, oh, they're going to make a move for maybe a little bit more scoring because outside of Kyrie and maybe Clay on a given night, you can't really rely on anybody to get you scoring. Like Anthony Davis can be hot and cold. So it's a really confusing time to be a Dallas Mavericks fan. And I've said this before and I will say this again. If you're a Mavs fan, including my friends Andrew and Danny, I feel genuinely sorry for you because no fan ever deserves to have this happen to them in having a superstar who legitimately liked being in a market, was a 5-time All-NBA performer. Not even Steph Curry can say that. A 5-time All-NBA performer. He's only 25 years old, and the Mavs gave up on him, traded him away for very, not even close to the value that they could have gotten for him, and only did it stealth mode away from nobody, did not tell anybody about this. It's one of the most just confusing trades that I can remember. The Lakers' perspective, it's easy. Yeah, they'll be bad defensively, but they got their superstar for the next decade. That's a layup for them. It's a layup for them. I think you got to gift wrap something. The Mavs, I don't know what their end game is here. Because if you don't win the championship in the next 2 years, this trade is an instant failure. And I don't see the Mavs winning a championship. Unless there is another mysterious move out there in the periphery, they're screwed. They are genuinely screwed because this team is getting older. They've got to win now. And that's why I just don't fundamentally understand when you had a longer timeline with Luka Doncic and you just gave him away. Like if you would have gotten extra picks in some respect, maybe this would have made even more sense. And there was rumors going around that they would have had more picks and Dalton Connect, which would have made this trade better. I still don't like trading Luka Doncic at this stage of his career. You just don't see that happen. But to see what they did, and now this Quentin Grimes trade, which is a much more smaller trade, but you give away a second-round pick, and you gave away the better player in the deal by a small margin, but then you give away an extra draft pick. What are you doing, Dallas? What are you doing, Nico Harris? Are you trying to get fired? You trying to tank for Cooper Flag? Either way, it ain't going to work because they seem like they're convinced that they're going to be a championship contender. I don't see it. All right, anyway, I'll have more here on the channel. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.